Which oppression was worse, the oppression of women or the oppression of African Americans or blacks?
They used to eat us.
Wait, what? Eat?
African Americans were eaten. Do they not teach this? They were eaten.
You
turned
think
into
there was
furniture?
widespread cannibalism in the United States?
This was with a specific lady in New Orleans, and she I know who you're talking about.
Wait, hold on. One example of cannibalism is not evidence of widespread.
They used to skin us and make leather out of it. Like, why is that even a question?
I see because you're only pointing to like one example.
Like, it's not one example.
1837 on the Portuguese slave ship, the Aragante, the captain killed an enslaved man, cooked him, and made the other enslaved people eat him. And the crew ate the organs. In 1831, after Nat Turner's rebellion, they desecrated his body after his execution, and then some sources state that they boiled down his body to a medicinal substance for white people to consume as an act of final triumph. Vincent Woodward has a whole book about the incidents of this happening, the consumption of black bodies, not just literally, but physically, intimately. It's well documented. And within that book, there's another slave owner, a Kentucky man, who butchers and cooks an enslaved person in front of other enslaved people as a form of psychological terror. And then in 1888, the Mercury in Philadelphia releases an expose exposing white doctors who are tanning the skin of black people to make shoes and cigar boxes. One of the physicians was quoted as saying that black skin makes a specifically enduring leather. There was also cases in Mississippi of them making belts and purses and things from black skin. They also used black babies as alligator bait. That's documented in multiple sources. They thought it was so hysterical they made postcards about it. Would use them as bait to hunt alligators, or would just feed them to alligators. If you really want to go for a wild ride and you can stomach the truth, Thomas Thistlewood's diaries, called the Thomas Thistlewood Papers or the Thistlewood Papers, the slave owner himself kept a documented, detailed diary of all of the torture he inflicted on his slaves, including 3,800 cases plus of SA against black women, probably one of the most common crimes across the slave trade against black women. And he also invented what was called the Derby's dose, where he would flog a slave and then rub pickle juice or lime juice into their skin and then make another enslaved person defecate in their mouth. Typically, those kind of infractions would be eating a piece of sugar cane because they were hungry. And no, Miss Ma'am, you don't know who you're talking about. Madame Lalaurie did not eat her slaves. What she did do is chain them up with iron collars, where she tortured, mutilated them, peeled their skin into strange shapes, and then murdered them. Just because you people are not educated enough to know what actually happened and you don't want to believe it because it makes you uncomfortable doesn't mean it didn't happen.
There's a book called The Delectable Negro that documents the cannibalizing of black people, especially during slavery. It talks about how in white European culture, the white supremacist culture, that they've always had this thing about literally consuming black people, black flesh. During slavery, when they had the big rebellion with Nat Turner, he was cannibalized after they killed him. They ate him. During a lot of lynchings, they would cook and barbecue people, and they would actually eat the people that they would lynch. So this was something that was a part of the white supremacist culture, consuming us literally.
I'm sure you've heard all the tales about slavery, or at least you think how they's whipped, how they's treated like cattle. I'm sure you've heard all that. But I bet you didn't know that slave owners also treated them like chicken, like beef. What's for dinner? They did that. The revolutionary Nat Turner was cooked up, his entrails and all. They even offered to feed them to the people of color, and they wouldn't do it. The revolutionary, huh? And people ignored this for a long time, this fact that this homoeroticism of slave owners and their slaves. They've ignored all this. They ignored the slaves, their voice, huh? Because that's a horrible thing to think of, that these slave owners, not only they starved their slaves because of the less you feed them, you know, the more money you make, they also was what was for dinner. You know what I mean? You don't hear none of this. Huh? How they looked down. There's a sexual innuendo. Homosexuality was also a thing back in them days. This is all going on, you know. You've heard of how the founders, you know, raped their slaves. Well, you know, that was part of their meals as well. You know, I know it's taboo now. That was just the culture back in them days. But this fella here, I'll put up his book here. He goes into it, and he's this scholar, academic, the original author is passed, but this was his life's work right here. He wanted to show the cruelty and the inhumanity of it. Even abolitionists had a ship, I think, up there in New England, whaling ship, and they had to eat a cup of their of color on that ship. You know, they just didn't see much wrong with it back in 1800s. So yeah, this is stuff you don't hear about the slave trade. This is stuff that's, you know, mum's the word, so to speak, but it was a horrible thing. That's why we need to eliminate it in the carceral system, because they used them to come up with these medical procedures for women and men. You know, medical apartheid was a thing. That's how we learned a lot of procedures and come up with all these vaccines, is treating people of color, slaves, like guinea pigs. I mean, it's just plumb horrible what we done to them, that race of people back in them days, and still do today.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, BaHashem, YAHAWASHI, BaHashem, Rakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to my Akim Wathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as the speckled bird that may look like the other nation, but are actually Yasharala. This is Brother Kawak coming at you with another lesson, and today's lesson is going to be on, I guess the cruelty of Esau, and this is the things that they were saying. Like, that's some crazy shit to be not viewed, but used as to have our bodies used as leather and then to be tortured. It's like, especially that defecation in the mouth thing. It's like, what was the point of that? Like, it was just like, that's just extra for no reason. Like, Esau, let me get this. Hebrews 12 verse 16, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. This is just evil. Like, I don't understand how people can act and speak and talk as if Esau is just a regular guy, or he's such a great person and stuff like that, when this is what they are. There is nothing outside of this evil wickedness. All right, it's just like, what is there to say? Genuinely, what is there? What else is there to say besides the vileness of Esau, Edom? All right, like, anyway, Zechariah chapter 1 verse 15, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. The Lord, obviously, no, I'm not trying to say the Lord was surprised by it. Obviously, he knew ahead of time, but like, it's just like, they are Esau is a dictionary definition of he took it too far. He went above and beyond something that's just, you just did not need to do that. Like, all this extra stuff, it's just evil. Like, it's, and I don't know, I guess this is maybe that should be the new title. Esau is just flat out evil, because there is nothing else that goes into it besides that. The things that they did is just wrong. It's just like, how do you go thinking of new unnecessary things, of unnecessary ways of just creative torture? Like, Esau can think of all these ways to torture people, but he can't think of ways to fucking be a good person. Like, what the hell is going on? He can't make the system better. He can't make his society better, but he knows how to ruin it. He knows how to find new ways and new laws to make things worse. That's Esau, Edom for you. All right, like, it's amazing. And Obadiah chapter 1 verse 1, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom, We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, hence why I will bring thee down, saith the Lord. Esau, he wants to be the highest. He wants to be worshipped by everyone. But yet, the reality of it is that he can't. Alright? YAHAWASHI is the highest. Alright? But Esau's trying to push that bullshit ass narrative. Okay? Dwells in the clefts of the rock, Caucasus Mountains. What's the Exalted as the eagle? What's the national bird for America? All right, this is Esau. This is Esau Edom. This is who the Edomites are. Anyway, 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 6, seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. All right. So again, Yahweh he sees the stuff that we went through, and he said, like, nah, like this is wrong. Hold on. Judgment. Peter. Yes, 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh, and if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh? All right, so that's the thing here, where Yahweh allowed us to suffer first, but then when the Lord changes it and gives it to Esau Edom, then that's when he's gonna receive double, or I think it was 7 times more than us. All right, so we hear about all these terrible stories, but just know that Yahweh has Yahweh has something for him. Isaiah chapter 14 verse 21, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. Okay, Yahweh he's waiting to, or he does not, or Slaki, one of the things you have to understand, this is in terms of the whole I didn't have slaves, or I didn't do this, you didn't pick cotton. The thing is that your ancestors did a crime, and you're still reaping the benefits of that crime. So you can't take that. You didn't right the wrongs of your ancestors. So if that's so you're still benefiting from it, and you don't want to give it up. So as a result of that, then you're basically compliant with what they did, and the Lord Yahweh more specifically is going to judge you for that. All right. So let's continue on, and even here, where is it? Over here it says that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. Basically, if let's say, for example, if I own a car and I have a kid, if I'm robbed of that car from me, even though that car is my possession, I'm robbed, I'm killed, and then another man takes the car and gives it to his kid, that car still is mine, and my kid is supposed to take the car. That car does not belong to the thief. All right, and then if the thief dies and then the thief gives the car to his kid, that car is still not the thief's car, nor is it the kid's car. It's still my car, and by extension, because both me and the thief are dead, the car should belong to my kid, not the thief's kid. But because the thief let his kid keep it, then it's still stolen property. It's still stolen property, and things need to be fixed. All right. So yeah, that's basically it. With that, praise this was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakwakwadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, above the ball and shalom.